아빠가 치는 정도로 네 그렇게 했기 때문에 잘 되면 네, 재밌는 경기가 될 것 같아요. 네.
I wasn't a lot of time to prep coming into this matchup, but for Paper X, I am fully confident that we can definitely fight back. And if they want to fight, well, come at us, you know, we're ready to fight back. We have great aims, we have great skills, and I just feel like it's going to be a great game once we all go proactive and aggressive and take those aim duels and see who comes out on top. Well, thank you, Solo. I'm going to turn to you, Alex. Well, Gen G, they've been growing and becoming stronger and stronger match by match. So how much bigger of a threat is Gen G now compared to 6 days ago? 알렉스 감독님, 젠지가 경기를 거듭하면서 정말 강팀으로 성장하는 모습인데요. 이전에 만났던 젠지 그리고 오늘의 젠지 얼마나 달라진 것 같나요?
Yeah, I think they played like 16 maps on stage, so you know you get used to the stage and conditions, and you get more comfortable with the situation, especially if you have rookies in your team. We played 5, I think, and well, they have more. You know, it's a give and take, right? We have more footage to review, but I think they might be a little bit more comfortable, more relaxed. You know, it's something that we're just growing into right now.
젠지가 알렉스 감독이 생각했을 때 한 15세트를 한 것 같은데 페이퍼렉스 같은 경우에는 5세트밖에 치르지 않았다고 얘기를 하는데요. 근데 젠지 입장에서는 또 팀에 신인이 있기 때문에 이렇게 경기를 많이 치르는 게 좀 팀의 손이 풀리는데 그리고 몸이 풀리는데 도움이 많이 됐을 것 같다고 얘기를 하면서 하지만 페이퍼렉스는 또 한편으로는 젠지에 관한 데이터가 많기 때문에 좀 각자의 장단점이 있는 것 같다고 얘기를 합니다. 그래도 오늘 젠지가 좀 많이 몸이 풀리고 선수들도 경험을 토대로 좀 자신감을 얻은 것 같아서 오늘 재밌는 경기가 펼쳐질 거라고 예상하는데요. Well, they took down DRX, definitely a force to be reckoned with. What was your utmost priority when you were preparing for today? 오늘 그러면 젠지가 상당히 위협적인 모습을 보여줄 거라고 예측하실 것 같은데 경기 준비하면서 특별히 신경 썼던 점이 있을까요?
I think we were just trying to review the game that they played against us and see how they were playing. That was the one that we drew the most. That's the one we reviewed the most, basically. I think our most priority would be to make sure that we start off well. We haven't been starting off very well in this tournament at all, and we know that against a team that's as confident as them and has as much time to get used to the stage, we need a strong start.
50 maps, that's a lot though. 젠지가 그동안 해왔던 경기를 분석하는 것에 집중을 했다고 하고요. 오늘 페이퍼렉스에게 중요한 점은 좀 시작부터 빠르게 흐름을 가져오는 거라고 얘기를 합니다. 특히나 젠지가 현재까지 몸도 많이 풀렸고 또 이런 경기를 치르는데 너무 익숙해져 있기 때문에 그런 흐름에 휘둘리지 않기 위해서 페이퍼렉스는 좀 이전 경기들과는 다르게 빠르게 흐름을 잡는 게 중요할 것이라고 얘기를 하는데요. Lastly, now more generally though, coming into this year, there were a lot of questions around whether Paper X can still be the #1 team of Pacific even without Jing. Now we're about to see that today, but judging from how the team has performed so far, would you say you've answered some of those questions? 올해 찡 선수의 문제로 많은 분들이 좀 페이퍼렉스가 퍼시픽의 왕자를 지켜낼 수 있을까에 대해서 많은 질문을 던지셨습니다. 이런 우려의 목소리가 있었는데 여태까지 팀의 경기력을 보면 좀 찡 선수의 빈자리를 완벽하게 메꿨다고 볼 수 있을까요?
I think it's probably not fair to judge because we've only played 2 games and both of them, I'm playing with the same team again, you know. So and 11 people in our league. I think if we want to be the #1 team, we need to win like the majority of the games, you know. And then so I hope that I don't know. not that yet. We're gonna prove it. We're proving it again.
아직은 조금 대답하기 이른 것 같다고 얘기를 하십니다. 왜냐하면 이제 또 경기를 많이 치르지 않았던 데다가 젠지와의 리매치를 치르기 때문에 또 같은 팀을 2번 만나는 것이기 때문에 아직까지 뭔가 찡 선수의 빈자리가 완벽하게 메꿔졌다고 단언할 수는 없지만 그래도 이제 리그가 계속될수록 좀 승리를 계속해서 거듭하고 또 견고한 모습을 보여줬을 때 그때서야 퍼시픽의 왕좌를 지켜낼 수 있다고 얘기할 수 있을 것 같다고 얘기를 해주셨습니다. Well, thank you, coaches, for the interview. Have a good game. Good luck to you both, and over to you, Victoria. 이렇게 해서 양팀의 감독님들 만나봤고요. 이어서 분석 데스크 함께 만나보시죠.
Thank you so much, Jen and coaches. You know, she asked Solo what kind of strategies they would be using against Paper X. I was thinking maybe Solo was going to teach the rest of his team the Noctua move, where you jump over, you Mario jump.
You jump over the
Over
showstopper.
raise, yeah. That's what I would teach.
Just like, whoa, whoops, sorry, I'm good.
Monyet's coming. Like, that just jump over it, Mario jump it. Now, it's a really interesting interview. We mentioned this a bit yesterday. Alex said in his interview before that he looks up to Solo, Termi, and Bile, even the previous coach of Gen G. They used to be ex-teammates back then, and when Alex was a younger player, he used to study everything they did, so I imagine he's going to be studying everything that they've been doing and trying to get into the mind of Solo, because Solo's obviously figured something out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, Solo seems to have found a good balance with this team of some level of kind of that static, disciplined Korean style, some good executes, but they seem a little more free-flowing as well. Like, there's a lot of moments where it seems like they're pretty good off the cuff, and that's maybe just because, you know, they haven't had that much time with Solo yet, and they have to kind of rely on their own individual skill and those kind of things. But when it gets messy, so far, Gen G has been really, really good, and it's been on the backs of players like Texture, like KANAN. Laki has had a couple great clutch moments as well. So, you know, these players have all been there, done that for the most part, except for a couple new ones. And therefore, you can kind of get down and dirty with that Paper X style, and I think they're going to hang very, very well, and that's something that Paper X has to be concerned about.
Yeah, I think they do. Now, just when we were looking at our talent predictions, Kilio said this, like, nothing has happened the way it should have happened, and I completely agree. A lot of our predictions were actually, you know, there were serious predictions, and a lot of teams have surprised us, and this is actually very different right now. Today's prediction, we're actually split between Paper X and Gen G, and this is very different than the very first time these two teams faced off.
Yeah, it definitely does not feel the same way. It feels like anything can happen right now because we could do all of our analysis. We can base all of our predictions based off of games that we've seen before in the past. But once you get down into that server, once you get on that stage playing with, you know, a whole crowd watching you, feeling everything that's happening at once, everything is different. Everything is different. And I think Solo had a really good point about KANAN's confidence as well. So, you know, I think Paper X has to be in the right mindset. I think they got to feel good. They got to feel ready. And, well, if not, if they're a little bit shaky, let's see what happens, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all don't know. This is an even split. I do want to chat with you on your prediction for Gen G after this, but I hear the players are ready to enter the stage. So let's see who's going to take their shot at getting closer to Champions qualifications. Is it going to be Gen G or Paper Rex?
Okay, mulai.
Trying to apply some pressure. Buzz scoped in, pushing over towards Street. It's a falling as KANAN is looking for it, and he's got it!
This is something.
In position now. Really thinking
Gitu
they're
dong,
trying to back out of this
Mel.
one, but they don't lead.
Information.
Hello guys, my name is Jason, aka Forsaken, and I play for Team Paper X. By beating my brother, and we went to the finals. My brother used his ulti to defuse the bomb, and it's like really make us a bit mental down. That round is really important for us, and we just lost because he just defused with the 200 IQ, always W gaming, so I think it doesn't matter for us. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for Genji, I think they're looking really strong with the new member. The player that I watch out for the most in Genji is Texture, because he play really well, and he show us that his duelist is really crazy. I mean, like on fire. So, yeah. Even though we play small number of games, but we reach grand final means we still one of the strongest team in Pacific. I'm really excited for Master Setter. I'm really excited for what we can show to you guys in Madrid, and I hope you guys just keep supporting Paper X all the time until we can bring trophy for this year.
안녕하세요. 젠지에서 활동 중인 메테오 김태호입니다.
1경기 끝나고 이제 2경기 들어가기 전에는 진짜 한 걸음 남았다 얘들아 이런 얘기 많이 오갔고 두 번째 맵에서 로터스를 했는데 저희가 세계에서 가장 잘한다고 자부할 수 있고 스크림 때 또 성적이 좋았어가지고 연습해온 대로 했던 것 같습니다. 썸띵 선수가 가장 견제되는 것 같고 항상 썸띵 선수의 플레이를 보고 있으면 감탄밖에 나오지 않아서 썸띵 선수만 조심한다면 저희가 충분히 이길 거라고 생각합니다. 단 한 경기 결승전만을 남기고 있는데 페이퍼렉스를 이기게 되면 킥오프 우승에다가 그리고 1시드로 진출하는 걸로 알고 있는데 그 점도 저희에겐 유리하게 작용할 것 같아서 페이퍼렉스를 꼭 이기고 저희가 마드리드에 1시드로 올라가겠습니다.
The defending kings of Pacific are looking to retain their sovereignty. Please welcome their captain, Forsaken. The master of mind games, a mind freak. The sultan of clutch to buy. The king of flick shots something. And the final piece of this chaotic puzzle, Moniette. They are
Monyet. Malam letal TT. Iya, letal anjing. Nobar pik. Di ini aja pik. Discord pik. Discord Excel aja Excel. Discord nggak pik? Oh, Discord di mana nih? Excel ya, Excel. Oh, Discord gua.
suara itunya kecil sih, Pin. PRX-nya.
As PaperX and Gen G go through their map picks, one can
Lumayan.
wonder about Breeze, because that was the first map to kick things off between these two teams last time, and it was really close.
Bagus bajunya lu nggak beli Pin PRX.
Gen G, so you might want to think twice about playing that same map again. But
Ya, kebelilah skinnya
after
kebeli.
seeing everything play out, you know, we've seen Gen G's improvements all across the board. Now we're starting to think like maybe you want to watch out for what Gen G has in store. Like, maybe you want to ban out something that they're good at, like an icebox maybe.
Yeah, I think you've got 3 tough choices here as PaperX, where you're going to have to fall into a map that you're not comfortable with, whether it be Icebox, Breeze, or Bind. Right? One of those 3 is going to come through. They haven't played Bind yet.
Kalau
So,
10.000
in
orang
any
yang
case, that's
beli
something that Gen G is going
senjatanya,
to lean into. They were able to get
senjata
over
PRX
DRX,
yang
so it's
skin
an
itu,
overtime, a map that
10.000
DRX
orang
is
aja
very
udah
good on
miliar.
Bind. You know, talked about it yesterday. Where
Misalkan 50%-nya buat
beat,
timnya kan.
on Bind at champs last year. Again,
Cuman apa nggak worth it, costnya cuman begitu doang anjir.
what does Gen G not want to play? Sunset.
Harga
Makes
segitu.
total sense to me.
Oh, yeah.
PaperX is just too good on this map right now. They've got so much control with that Sage Wall. I don't think they were able to dial up an answer in time.
Yeah, they were really busy this kickoff, I would say.
Jadi
Just a
Keto
minute.
Sunset soalnya kalah
Pluck
waktu itu.
that map apart.
All of these Gecko plays
Siapa?
coming through, and
Si
it happens on
Gen
Ascent
G.
as well. So interestingly enough, that Gen G picks it against PaperX, because that was the map that PaperX had a slightly better time against T1 on, with
Slightly.
Forsaken and Fade and his
Just
Odin.
a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah, a little bit. 13-6, a little bit.
I mean, it's interesting.
Iya,
This team's
Sunset
gonna maybe
juga
getting into the maps I didn't
maaf
expect
jadi kayak
initially. So
rusak
Gen G
tuh
was
mapnya.
close. They lost to PaperX on this the first time
Gue
around. What have
mending
they been able to figure out? I mean, they do look a lot better on
Ascent
this map,
Split
especially
Lotus.
with Meteor and Munchkin lurking around the map have been
Sekarang Bin juga susah sekarang.
Mending
All right, and then leaving Breeze for the last one.
Ini
Bind, PaperX
jauh
hasn't
motorannya.
shown their bind in the longest time, but we also did see how Gen G counters DRX's Yoru pick on bind, which again is something that PaperX could do, but then again, you never know. Last year they suddenly picked out Arena, so
I think we might see ISO.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, ISO.
Look, there's like 4 agents Forsaken hasn't played yet. So
Deadlock.
Deadlock, ISO, Sage. So far this, the last couple of seasons.
Gotta collect them all.
Get outta here.
Yeah, exactly. He's busy making his Pokedex full.
Here we go into Ascent.
Yeah.
Classic compositions.
Yep.
PaperX playing the same thing that they did yesterday against
Anjir,
T1. Now,
double
the
smoke.
thing about this composition for PaperX, though, is that we need every single player to pop off, right? And while Monyet did have some great entries, stats-wise, it wasn't quite up there with the rest of the team. But again, it doesn't really matter if Something and Monyet are working in tandem to secure a lot of these sites. It's just I'm more worried about
Gua
what Gen G has
kayaknya ya,
prepared,
milih
because
map
the
dulu,
way that they
baru lu
played
milih
Ascent
agentnya
against
deh.
Zeta Division shows that they absolutely
Emang
know
itu
how to
milih
defend.
agent dulu.
And I think you're gonna
Biasanya
have a little bit
kan ini kan
more
latihannya
ability
kayak
to
langsung kan,
adjust to
sebenarnya
the
beda jauh
fast-paced
jaraknya.
PaperX comp with the
Kayak
KO
beda
and shut things
jam.
down.
Well, the Tiger
iya-
Nation
iyalah.
is facing off the Rexes, facing once again to close out the Pacific
Kalau gua
kickoff.
balas
Taking us
WA.
through the action is Achilles and William.
Thank you very much. Yes, here we are, another grand final, but this time a very different face on the other side of the arena. PaperX punching a ticket, as expected by a lot of us, to get to this point, to go to Madrid. But it's not DRX on the other side of the arena. It is a different Korean squad, Gen G, the young up-and-coming challengers, to see if they can take away the throne.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, not entirely unfamiliar faces, right? We've got head coach Solo and Locky on that side. They have succeeded in D3 and DRS before, but this squad, a lot of people thought they're going to need a lot more time. Of course, the talent is there, but they're going to need to grow into it. They say, no, we want to get all the experience we can in kickoff and go right into Madrid with a strong force. And today, I mean, last time they matched up in Group C, it was a 2-1 map score, so it could go either way.
It very well could. I mean, you're talking about getting experience.
Tadi jam berapa sih? 14.40 udah setengah jam lagi.
To get to this point, their ticket to Madrid is punched, but they want to go away as champions. They want to come back to stage 1 with higher expectations, with the trophy on their backs. Let's see if they're going to be able to earn it. Start things off nicely with a map win here on Ascent.
And of course, the Deaths touch upon it, but the compositions, no changes here from what they last showed. PaperX having their own interpretation around this Viper composition, and they have used it quite a bit to great success against T1. So we'll see if Gen G has studied all the tape. Another difference, of course, Paper X, when they went up against T1, it was against Execurate's Cypher. And it did prove some trouble for Monyet's Raze, whereas he was kind of getting caught off guard a lot on the entry. It was really the follow-up trades that worked. This time, a little bit more familiarity with the Killjoy setups now on the B side. Looking to just delay that, looking for a retake for Gen G.
Ya, boleh.
Nice. Mampus mati tekstur.
Ghost in hand, takes down Texture. That tip of the spear taken out. Meteor as well, being tracked over in towards main. The door is going to be broken down. The turret will bring up a bit of damage there.
Aduh, Davai mati.
Meteor, the classic, swinging out, doesn't manage to find a buy, but a quick peek from Forsaken gets the one tap. Meteor goes down, and something finds the second kills. Munchkin will fall.
A bit of a timing mismatch there. I mean, Meteor, he did his best to hold on to main and even popped the Nanoswarm before he went off. As you see, a lot of damage still quite doable here for Gen G considering the health.
Back away. Back Lakia.
Nice.
And then so back gen position this time. No rifle in hand, can't get the win. Will get taken down. She's going to be Divide, the only one here dead on the side of Paper X as they take the pistol round.
Now, a lot of this, of course, is Paper X just knowing when to keep up the tempo. As soon as they get that contact, they understand that it has to be weak. They got the first kill. They want to push through. I mean, you know it's the Jet peeking out. Then you catch sight of the Killjoy. You just want to run through and make sure you destroy everything before backup arrives. So it's a matter of Gen G just maybe not expecting the entire force to follow at full tempo speed, full running all the way up mid.
Cheeky force.
Wah, menang sih 1-0.
Trying to just go for a bit of a tempo TP up. Try to catch somebody off guard, but
Dibantai aja.
the corner instantly, and he is taken down.
Yeah, we got to keep in mind that this screen right now is really set up to try to disrupt mid. So Gen G trying to wonder if that was the case. No, it's a pass push into A.
The Prowler in, Lockett gone. Texture having to dash back to try to get some headshots through.
Wah, gokil.
That Monyet picks up a 3K. Looking now for potentially the 4 as Meteor goes down to 15 HP.
Whoa, gila Monyet.
Hit him in the head.
Gila,
4K for
baru-baru
Monyet.
aja.
We gotta say, this is the hottest start that we've seen from him thus far.
Yes, I mean, we saw it in the win contribution graph as well. Monyet not really
Siapa sih attacking?
part
Ini ya.
of the round wins that Paper X has gotten. That's not to say that he's not necessarily playing his role. You see, whenever he's playing this Raze, his goal is to just create that space, create those angles, create those trades for his teammates, and no better teammates to have for that other than this squad on Paper X. Of course, always good for that follow-up kill, and now the Forsaken Odin right from round 3.
Lockett as well. Going to be looking to try to utilize that. We'll see who's going to be able to come out on top as they do get ready to spray at each other over there towards B. See a slight little creep up from Mindfreak making his way into B main. Munchkin 82 damage there. Monyet just going to be sitting on the boom bot. No one's got situated there in Wine.
Gets one step closer to that Thrash.
Odin
They
anjir
could
Lakia.
try to bring that back over towards the B side as well. I mean, Paper X, they've already accomplished their mission here in the very beginning of the round. Disrupt A main control. That keeps them guessing on the A side. And now you can shift your focus.
Lakia doing the scouting, Meteor doing the killing. Good opening kill to be found here for the side of Gen G as they look to get themselves on the board in this bonus round. Clock running down below a minute now. Seems like ultimately Paper X do want to end up over here on this B site. Alarm bot giving that early warning here.
About the full 5. Slow down just a bit, trying to set up for the pinch from main.
Prowler, wingman sent out. Lakia able to find another kill here on the B side. Meteor as well. Nanoswarm taking down something. Monyet will fall. He manages to find the second elimination. Spike down.
Makan Bang Pun.
He retrieved, but now finds himself in a position where you have to ace clutch. Tap on the spike, see if anybody's close by.
He's
Hear that it's not held.
Yeah, he's more focused on taking down weapons rather than the spike. Now he's going to
get closer. He does have a showstopper online now. But as he swings out behind the box, Munchkin will be able to take him down. Only 2 players lost. Gen G retained 3 weapons and get themselves on the board.
Yeah, one of those rounds where it doesn't feel so bad for either side. Lakia playing heroics there with the Odin, just making sure that Paper X can't play their classic W gaming style. Meteor with good coverage too, all the way from backside, or rather towards their spawn, able to create that crossfire. Of course, a lot of delay on the Nanoswarm, even picking up the kill onto something. Not quite sure what happened there. But this is, I mean, all the way through the paranoia as well, just knowing that you have the crossfire ready to go.
Keeping things nice and calm for the time being, but saw yesterday just how rowdy Gen G can get on that stage. More wins, I'm sure that we're going to be seeing that energy spiking up. For now, has been a slow start for the likes of Texture as well as KIRI.
He's over
Something
it.
going to get pinged.
Yeah.
Texture up on the top.
They didn't quite catch the fact that the Jet had flown right over the Thrash. And this seems to be something that Gen G has kind of read through. PaperX, whenever they get that Thrash on any map they use the Gecko, they will use it right off the bat just to get some map control, and then they'll happily rotate to the other side. When you have that updraft, you can really fake them out.
Still double-sided position and Texture, yep. So then he wasn't on the board, now finds himself with 2 kills. Mind Freak pushing in for 3, how we're going to be able to find 1. Back grenade coming down, does take out Munchkin, but he's quickly traded by that showstopper, but Texture now picking up the 4K to tie things up at 2-2.
All he needed was a bit of setup in this round to get that first kill, and then he gets going. You love to have a duelist like that. I love the setup that Gen G brings against this Thrash. Obviously, we've seen plays like that before, not necessarily against the Thrash, but this is perfect because the Gecko only has the vision through that Thrash ultimate. So once it ends, you're kind of wondering, did that play happen or not? They tried to time the pinch in with a showstopper from Link, but Texture is just ready for it. And he's just playing like he's streaming from home.
And there's the energy we were talking about. Still an investment coming in, though, for PaperX. Stingers, and this does put a couple of the players quite low on cash.
It really has to be considered a bit of a force here on this 5th round. You don't win this one out, you're gonna have to reconsider some of those broken buys in the future.
That 0 point going to be very nicely timed to find pretty much everybody on the side of PaperX. 3 players going to be caught on that as they try to push their way through, but through the smoke, Munchkin's going to be able to find Forsaken, not force off the angle fast enough by the Molly. Now spotted here at back gen. Nade coming out, flashes being sent, Monyet going on the hunt, but doesn't want to push into his own nade too much. Texture swinging out, finding one, dashes forward, catches Monyet over a gen, and now it's all onto something.
He just won't stop. He just knows that he's meant to be the one picking up all these frags. Munchkin just buying time, gives him the call that they saw Monyet get into the side, and another 4K for Texture. 8 kills in 2 rounds.
Texture doang, susah.
What an unreal catch-up. He saw Monyet topping that chart, and he said, I'll be there. Now he is, 3-2.
Wow.
Gen G in the lead, and it looks like already a timeout call getting ready to come through.
I'm not surprised, especially with the buy that we just had, but Munchkin just spraying through the smoke. I love that because we're seeing this change where teams are trying to get as close as possible into these sites before they start their actual execute. So really denying that possibility. After the first one, he's like, oh yeah, this feels common enough. Just calm down on the 4K.
There we go. PaperX, Alex wanting to try to slow this down a little bit, maybe slow the momentum from Texture as well.
Yeah, you have to consider the impact that timeouts can have outside of the server as well. Sometimes just one player is heating up too much. We've seen coaches talk about it time and time again. Alex has showcased it time and time again, even in this tournament, back at the AVL as well, when side player was just popping off on that Sunset map, just calls the back-to-back timeouts. Really slows down the tempo. Now, Gen G, they've been on the receiving end of this against multiple teams even throughout this kickoff, and given the energy they showed on stage, I don't know if it's going to be enough to cool off the primary duelist in Texture.
He's just been so consistent. Maybe a handful of times those first couple matches that we were seeing from Gen G where he'd go to that map 3, he and Meteor would slouch a little bit, but the rest of the team was rising to the occasion to kind of try and compensate for that impact. But after yesterday, it was just steamroll the whole way through.
The fact that they even feel comfortable enough to kind of tell each other that, right? It's just saying, I'm having a tough time this map. Someone please carry us through, and then I'll get right back into it in the next half. Comms like that, you love to hear from a team that had so much trouble finding the right ingredients around themselves as players.
Nice.
Okay, well, Forsaken bringing that reign of terror to an end as Texture does get taken down. 0 point to 9. He's a bit of that utility, spotting out 3 players.
Nggak ada yang pakai Sky gitu apa nggak dibolehin apa?
Still lurking around outside of B main.
Buat healer kan.
This has to be, they don't spot Meteor. This is huge because the pinch might get slowed down by the Killjoy.
But yep, got enough damage across. Forsaken going to be taken out.
Waduh.
Alarmbot trigger might have actually caught him. Going to be able to find 2. And after a good start and finding Texture, getting rid of the tip of the spear right off the rip, and suddenly down to Mind Freak and Devi. They were working some miracles yesterday, and they deliver some more. The answer is going to be no. Devi just stuck out here outside of A main.
And this is the trouble that PaperX is going to have. This match, as Munchkin gets another kill through the smoke once again.
The 0 point didn't even go off.
He was just ready for it. He's just ready for a reaction with these pre-fires. This is where that experience comes in for someone like Munchkin. But Gen G, they're no slouches when it comes down to these 1v1 duels, so PRX can't just get away with trying to create a distraction one side and then just push as one force step by step into another area. They're going to get craftier, they're going to have the aim to fire back. I mean, Meteor hiding from that Prowler was everything. Just bigging up each other on that team. I mean, some wondered, including myself, if the players would kind of get along even, given the history they have and the egos they might have from the pride that they've built up throughout their careers, but they are getting along just fine.
Seeing them around the studio, just hanging out. Oh boy.
Don't think they would have spotted him just yet.
Oh, hampir.
Still does get tagged, down to 25 HP.
Pas bawahnya kayak jebol tuh.
Around towards Gelato, Jordan
Bawahnya kayak jebol.
squad.
Jebol apanya?
Eventually, we'll have to hand off that Guardian to somebody that's a bit sturdier on the HP bar.
Yeah, and the anchor here from Keychron. The paranoid buys just enough time for all of backup to arrive.
Meteor doesn't get in, but he's get dizzied, but now he backs away and the kills start flowing.
Oh, yeah.
Down 3. All they can get so far is just the one kill onto the enemy killjoy. Mind Freak, the player getting tagged up right off the rip by the operator. His last one standing.
He's had some amazing clutches yesterday, but with 25 HP and a Guardian, you have to imagine he's safe for the next 40 seconds, at which point, Gen G, there's nothing stopping him from going on the hunt, especially for Lakia. I mean, toss that Odin to someone else, go and make this Hunter's Fury happen for the next round.
30 seconds left. Keychron could pull them out. He could just go TPing forward and try to scout him, but Mind Freak will swing in. Texture will get the shot. Gen G will continue upward, 5-2 now.
It's impressive how many moments like this that Keychron has in his very first VCT tournament. Yeah, he played one event in the offseason at Convergence, but even there, it took a little bit to warm up. Yeah, he had some individual moments, but it was a very short-lived event for the squad of Gen G. And head coach Solo talks about how he thinks, yeah, all these maps that they had to play really benefited someone like Keychron, and he is fitting right in onto the stage. He's been starving for an opportunity like this. Now he's taking advantage of it fully. So many 3K highlights throughout kickoff.
Oh.
I was trying to ignore it. Just trying to imagine that it's not actually here. It worked before during this week.
I mean, even PRX might be in the game, but this isn't like a T-Rex where we can just sit still and ignore it, and the pause ends up going away. So it is in fact going to be a tech pause, much to the chagrin of literally everyone.
Yes, yeah, but we've been able to sort these out a little bit quicker here, so hopefully we'll be able to get right back into the game. But listen, things like this happen, and what's important at this point is going to be keeping up that energy for the side of Gen G, right? I mean, no matter what the reason is, it happens now and then. It's part of a real tournament, and for Gen G, it's about keeping that energy up, and for PRX, it's about not letting the thoughts get to your head, because obviously you can't discuss any of the actual gameplay here during this part of the tech pause.
Oh, looks like audio issue. Our old friend rearing its ugly head once more.
All right, well, we'll see if it gets sorted out quick enough. Talk about the match so far, though. 5-2 lead on a comeback from Gen G after losing the pistol round. So far, this is one of those maps that's looking like you got the pistol, but what more did you make of it, right? You got the two rounds that you're supposed to get if you win the pistol. Obviously, the pistol won off the back of some nice shots and really fast tempo. But then, once the buys came in from Gen G, they just fire right back.
Yeah, it's just incredibly impressive. But again, I mean, for Texture to just kind of start things off, not really be present in those first couple rounds, and then just slingshot his way to the top of the standings. Keychron as well was right there with him. This is a scary team, and it's been a very long time since there's been any kind of real belief in Gen G. Not since the 4-0 start and then the insane fall off at the beginning of Pacific last year. It was just like, oh, okay, this team peaked early, and there's no hope. Okay, now they're bringing in Solo. He wasn't able to get much done when he was coaching over on Damwon. Lakia, he wasn't able to get through some of the matches that we expected that he would win at Ascension. Is this going to work? They have Keychron. Who is this guy? But I mean, they have made their names known.
Yes, and I was part of that group that was doubting this team. I mean, sure, a story of redemption sounds great, but that's all on paper. I felt like maybe all of them had enough chances, and now I'm proven wrong, and I couldn't be happier about it.
Agent itu yang kayak
see if they can get themselves back into this game here in round number 8. Operator, of course, still in the hands of Texture. He's just aggro pushing out. Might get the connection, though.
Map apa? Agent map ini.
Yeah, but something like that really puts a damper on
Pro,
They're
anjir.
gonna look to really flush him out of this position.
Iya, kalau
Are they
pro
ready for the Odin
bain.
backup though? Prowler comes out.
Iya.
They're coming in. Yeah,
Ah,
Lakia
terus.
not able to find the kill. Gets a good amount of damage out, but otherwise will still be standing. Han going up in towards the window.
Actually
Cloudburst
gets
gonna be
caught.
slapped down.
Di smoke.
He does get
But
caught, but
Kara-
Karen's got the covering fire here. Back ramp, put up the kills. Blind Freak pushing forward, gets the
Itu
headshot.
kanannya awas.
The Meteor hears the footsteps, swings out of the
Ah,
smoke.
nggak
But it's quickly
nice.
defended by Divide. 1v2, no command, 2 flashes available here for the side of Munchkin. Divide, though, could reposition if he so chooses.
Yeah, but something is low, and considering that that op might be picked up, Munchkin surely goes for this. I mean, look at the creds.
Coba ada agent ini ya. Jadi kalau misalnya ulti dia bisa berubah jadi agent sesuai yang di timnya salah satu gitu. Keren kali ya.
Just in time as well.
Stops it and it tracks before the dive can come in. Flash, sent.
Waiting for a peek out.
Spectator bug there.
Yep.
Pushing
Trying to find
forward,
the
trying to
1v1s.
flush him out.
Nice.
Inside.
Nice.
Transition back. Munchkin making it damn close, still making it costly, but Paper Rex will be able to break
Iya dari tadi ke A kelas terus itu.
Barely so, though. I mean, yeah, off the back of the Thrash, sure, a nice
Susah
triple
soalnya
swing
pintu
to
masuknya
take
tuh
out
kecil.
what they thought was the operator. In fact, it ended up
Iya.
being the Odin and the Silva. But then the Thrash, I mean, you get the detain onto the jet, and Keychron's just there for backup. What a guy to have as a bodyguard
Sekelas
for the
pro
side
player
of
aja ya.
Meteor, I don't mind
Nembaknya
the timing. He's trying to just make sure
Jongkok.
he's alive for just a bit longer. Misses, obviously, the kill just fast enough, but he's
Kalau
dwindling
di
the numbers down
TikTok
for
tuh ada orang ngajarin stop shooting sambil jongkok lah.
They start push out mid.
Five
Bisanya
balls available
begitu.
here on the side of Gen G. One already popped as the knives are in. Texture rushing up the top, and he mows down too.
Nice.
Something finally able to get the punish to Hunter's Fury as well, crashing in as Lakia hunting for a tag. Doesn't manage to find anything else, but still is a 2-for-1 trade up here for Gen G.
They don't know about this. Mind Freaks lurk. I mean, surely you have to know. Paper Rex, they've been lurking so much this entire tournament on any map they're on. Munchkin,
he's just
spotted.
shoulder to shoulder basically with Munchkin. He was just sat there top mid. Mind Freak slides his way in towards Street.
They are
very
wary
well
of it.
might think that this is protected. The violence with TP forward to Lakia over on the corner. Dizzy knocks him enough. He ends up falling as Mind Freak swings in. Lakia somehow survives.
Kecepatan si
Gets the
Davai
kill, and Gen G
telenya.
just taking that momentum right back out of Paper X's hands.
Oh, and I'm not sure if
Katanya
it was just
something
spam
dulu
through the
lempar.
smoke or what, but that seemed a bit
Ngeblend.
disjointed here for Paper
Hmm.
Rex on those swings out from the smoke. Mind Freak's timing as well. I mean, Mind Freak, I think, waited to get the info, but this was good. We've seen that move time and time again, but the fast 180
Oh iya dia
picture
TP
with the
duluan.
anti-flash from his teammate.
Sampai duluan dia.
What a start for the team, and
karena
that
kayak gitu
should
tuh,
be the
langsung
next
tembak lagi.
timeout coming out right off the bat for Paper Rex.
We saw this just yesterday, you know, on that opening game, a split. Paper X needing to use both timeouts in the first half. And
Berarti
yeah,
mereka
they went on to
pede
win the
defense
map,
nih.
but I mean, it was multiple overtime
Mhm.
resets,
Ah,
and it was damn
defense juga
close.
sama aja disamperin
This
aja.
is a very bold attempt here from the side of Alex, but he's just not liking what he's seeing and is expecting to have more success on this attacking side.
And I do appreciate the style of timeout from Alex. Really, just as soon as he has enough to say,
Itu orang di
he calls for it.
belakang yang berdiri ngapain ngawasin kalau ada
He's not
ngechat
missing
ya.
a beat here.
Iya.
And oftentimes it brings results. Is it always going to be the safest and
Berdiri
wisest way
terus
to
dia,
call
anjir.
timeouts? Maybe
Capek
not.
banget.
But if it works for your players, and if you have trust that
Iya
in a
sih.
best of
Palingnya
series that's
40
going to
menit
be a
kayaknya
long
upacara.
haul, that you want to correct things as soon as they go wrong,
Belum
I
kalau
don't mind it at
overtime
all.
sejam.
The real question is
Iya.
Gen G, their timeouts have been quite
Kemarin
successful this
overtime
tournament as
aja.
well.
Kayak kemarin
Right
tuh
now, it's
lawan
the
T1.
combination between Solo and
30
HSK. Of course,
round
Solo
aja.
joining a bit late into the off season, but so far they seem to be on the same page.
Now,
Bricks with another weak buy here.
that's Hero Rifle in the hands of Divide. Sheriffs across the board aside from something. Otherwise, does have that classic, which was putting in some serious work yesterday. Prowler, check forward, lock, yeah. Get caught by this one. Wingman's gonna be cleared out. So
Nice.
Divide using that Hero Rifle to
Aduh.
good use. He's missed find one, but Lakia sat to the corner.
Waduh.
It's down two. Now that can be an Odin recovered. Meteor
Nice.
taking
Nice.
out, the headshots flying.
Gila.
They swing out, but Keychron still
Yeah.
anchoring here on the site.
Keychron is nasty with it.
Forsaken grabs a Phantom. He has the spike in hand. Where does he decide to go? For now, just staying sat here in market. Texture swung around to Alley. And if he tries to push out, he's going to be giving them line of sight.
Kiri,
He has
kiri,
all the time in the
bawah.
world, though. Still a full minute, so playing for this mind game to try to get them to search for him first. I like it.
That and waiting for the haunt time,
Aduh.
which now has
Aduh.
back online, but swing around.
Ya,
Keychron eventually will find him a 3K. It's Gen G moving up 7-3. Great effort, you know, still here from the side of PaperX, considering the buy that they had. It's looking dangerously close. But Gen G have proven in this tournament they are the kings of the thrifty.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's how they shut down the entire team of DRX. And Lakia just dwindling down 2 is enough. It slows him down, gives an opportunity for KIRI to find these 1v1s.
Iya anjir, gua aja kesel lagi.
KIRI's had a multi-kill.
Kalau kena kill
I
audit
think probably all of his kills coming from 2 or 3 Ks back to back as well.
Keeping pace with Texture. Is effectively a brand new player. VCT, that is always a good sign. Something, however, showing a better sign for PaperX. He takes Texture's head off. Monia pushing forward, hitting the switch. Market door now going to be shut. Something gets taken out by the Nano Swarm.
That's the second time today.
Right here.
Bit of a brutal kill to be found. By trying to jump up there onto the half box. Narrowly avoids getting sprayed down by the Odin through the wall. Pit going to be invested. That's actually just to cut off that alley access, but as we can see, Gen G, they're not going anywhere near it right now.
This is good news.
Taking turns from it, managing to find one. Munchkin picking up the kill, but Mon yet lurking, finding one. Putting some shots there into KANAN. Looks like he wants to go for the challenge. Takes him down, and suddenly it's the 2v2, the spike uncovered by this pit. KANAN falls. Mindfreak will find it, the spray coming in, but those trace rounds just lead Mindfreak to his target. Locky goes down, PaperX looking to rescue this half, with a potential 7-5.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate round there for Gen G because they had their own lockdown as well, and it looked like most of the team was on board to empty the site for a potential nightfall. Texture just thinking he could get away with a greedy kill and dash out into market. Unfortunately, he gets taken down, and that's an instant trade all the way onto Meteor, and the plan falls apart. But if they can get back up to 8, they should be okay for the second half. Thrash online now, though. See if Gen G's ready for it this time.
Last time, years, we just didn't see much value coming through. Something getting caught, and then rush play outside of A. This time, though, again, nice set on.
Ngumpul itu semuanya.
Lakia, no Odin. Thrash is going to be coming in. Recon does get the stride to the Thrash, not going to be able to make the jump. Sees connecting, moving forward, looking for him. Even thinking about going to the drone there for a brief little second. The jump across comes in, but he's right in front of Meteor's front barrel. He's able to take him out. They're still getting encroached on. Swing out some shots to the box, connecting there on a Forsaken, whittling him down. Lakia trying to hold the line. Does eventually fall. Something cleaning up too. Meteor going to get out. Keychron will die. PaperX just picking them off one after the other as the rotations come in. They will be able to get this back to 5.5.
I feel like Lakia and Meteor did everything they possibly could in the entire multiverse to stay alive there at the back of sight.
Bought a lot of time.
And yet, as the backup of Ryze, it's PaperX who are able to actually just flood the site and then hold all the trade angles, all the crossfire. So PaperX, when chaos comes, they know how to adapt into it. They know how to really thrive in those situations. And I mean, now suddenly a 5-7 half. This is not what Gen G thought they'd have going into the second half. And of course, getting 5 in a row, starting with their first buy round.
Still do have that advantage of having both timeouts in the back pocket.
Sure.
We know how difficult it can be to stop PaperX if they start stringing together those rounds and they start getting streaky. And even the timeouts might not be enough to really try to slow their roll. Gen G going to be looking to come out here at pistol.
Yeah.
Tie up that scoreline, get that much closer to closing out this first map.
Yeah, and something Gen G will have to keep an eye on is, of course, some of these retakes that PaperX has planned with this competition. So many different mollies and nades that they can throw out. And on top of that, the toxic screen, if you watch back to their gameplay, the toxic screen really does give a lot of tells on what their retake setup is going to be. So we'll see if Gen G is able to keep tabs on that round to round.
Now I'm just in a wall cutting off mid, a little bit of that catwalk access as well as B main.
And just trying to really funnel them in to the A site really if things go their way for the side of PaperX. And if it is a B hit, still a lot of options to delay even without something like the Killjoy, just with the fact that you have to go through toxic screen 2-3 times.
Third sent out, Texture pushing down. Spotted in mid so far, and something hanging back avoids that 0 point for the drone over the top. Will be able to spot him. Is he getting ready to come through? And the drone should have seen Forsaken as well. Texture gonna come on. Yes, the flashes are in. Texture gonna be able to find 2. A site very much open at the moment. So break the window, try to fake somebody going up. And Meteor Just gonna look to hang back, lurk there within tree. Pulls all the way back, actually over to short. So far, I don't believe he's been spotted.
No, they still have the numbers advantage in the site as well, so they're just trying to buy enough time, but Mind Freak.
Great check for Forsaken as well, off screen, getting the shots through the box to be able to take him down. Munchkin now looking to try to hold the side. Dizzy up over the top, does manage to get the flash out.
No one's in main.
Blinded up, swing around the back. Munchkin actually able to steady the aim, finds a headshot there on a Forsaken, and now something with everything to do. He's been spotted, shock dart, a little bit of a botch there from the side of Lakia. Is the wingman now going out to try to start this defuse. The push forward, something to win the fight versus KANAN, but he can't quite get it done. Genji will tie up the pistol round count and now move up by 3.
I mean, we know that the devs over at Riot were just waiting for that wingman to finish that defuse just to showcase what Gecko is possible of here at the pro level. Something, of course, someone who's capable of it. But what a great fake sell from Genji, sending both of your initiator and all that utility all the way up through mid. You send the 0 point, you send the drone, really selling that you want to go for a B pinch. And then it's just the forces barreling through A link. Paper X just bit right onto it. Nothing more than that.
No 4 subs again. We saw them, going for that force buy, which is uncharacteristic of Paper X overall yesterday, and finding great success with it. This time, just going to be sticking with these classics. 1 sheriff in the hands of Mind Freak.
And this is a nice play by Paper X, because this is that screen that they often like to use for a retake onto B. They'll pinch in from both main and defender spawn. Try to utilize that toxic screen for a nice pinch. Just trying to sell the fact that they're not here, but no info now. They want to start dwindling it down.
They're swinging out, but Meteor still managing to come up with 2. Despite the fact that he only has a ghost, and he also puts the buy down at 44, Mind Freak at 76. Couldn't ask for much more than that from your Killjoy player in that position.
Where are you?
Now Spike can get planted.
If it wasn't for the Sheriff and the Ghost, you have to imagine this is one of those rounds where you just call for the save right away, go down to the Spike, but they're not even in a good position to do that. Looks like they will try to wait for it. Just trying to pick off some early kills, trying to bait them out with the audio.
Genji just have such a strong read on it. 0 point, they go check towards Heaven. Now Munchkin is going to be spotting over towards trees. They reopen the door. And as they see nothing, they're very much assessing it. Everybody's going to be on this side of the map. Mind Freak will be able to take 1 more down with him.
Trying to bring
this
to Munchkin.
To juggle it over.
Munchkin.
Can he get it? He got it.
He was celebrating for a little bit, so he wasn't paying attention there, but...
Well, I mean, this esports thing doesn't work out, Texture. You can join the circus. Fantastic juggling.
It's things like that where you start to notice that Genji's really in it for the victory. They really want to get this first title in 2024, because little things like that could make or break the snowball towards a map win.
This is, the round where it has to be the turning point. It feels like for Paper X. Coming into the bonus. Still so much firepower available to Genji, but Odin now brought into the fold by Forsaken on the opposite side of the map. But once again, Genji just able to stray away.
Satu game.
Defiant Maniat trying to swing out, just that spray comes in, they get whittled away.
That's going to hurt a lot. The paranoia down. You know that you scratched up a lot of members if you were a Genji player. So you know that the A site should be weak overall. Meteor going back to try to disrupt the default just a bit from Paper X. Make sure they have to spread out once again. Just activates its turret and now returns.
Yeah, peeking back out. Smoke comes down. Genji just going to be cutting noise and starting to drift away. Wingman not spotting anything. Potentially recoverable here for the side of something, but still considers it to be a great risk, and now it certainly is one.
See if he's wise to this. A little wary of the catwalk push, but not quite down on the grass.
Oh, the timing jumps away.
Munchkin's going to try to sell a fake. On to B once again.
He's going to do his damnedest. Maniet in position here. Just waiting a little bit more.
Just cutting off the backup should be enough here for Munchkin. Oh, he hears a rotate and he calls for them to go to B. What a brilliant call.
Swings out, but he's not ready for Mind Freak, but they actually miss each other. But Mind Freak, he could just be able to shut this down, depending on when he decides to swing out. The time's so very limited, but now he's turning his sights away so the spike can get planted. Maniet jumping forward. Oh, what a shot from Munchkin. Looks for more. He gets the third. this side of the map. He's going to come up with 3. Something getting ready to join in, pushing his way in through market. Texture on his lonesome. Try to clutch it out. Swing onto the corner. He gets the headshot. They knew where Mind Freak was. Can he read where he is now? Push down and Texture has it. Clutch coming through. Gen G now moving up to double digits.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful from Gen G. You have an incredible call from your IGL who puts himself at risk to not only sell the fake, but you are still looking at the clock to say that we have time to rotate. If I hear them starting to flood back to the A side, then a brilliant triple kill, and then Texture to clutch it on a bonus. This is everything you could hope for. If Gen G doesn't close this map out, I think these players have plenty to be upset about, because this should pretty much spell the end of it.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Munchkin just beautifully serving that one up. Once again, just slowing things down. But spotted now is Texture. Something able to find the headshot with the Sheriff. Backs his way out. Meteor, same time, however, catching Mind Freak on that lurk forward out of B main. Forsaken as well. They're trying to push this. He does have a Bulldog and Meteor at 11 HP. Severely disadvantaged here. They're going to back away and miss each other there in the end, but KIRI pushing up into bench. Taking down something. Giving that advantage back over to Gen G as Lakia is here, sat outside of Gelato. And this time, Monyet not going to be able to win the fight right around that ult orb.
Yeah, they should be able to go over to B. Meteor heard the exit from B main. You got the kill in mid as well, so you know that Forsaken was pretty pressured on the B side.
Great timing from Devi, swinging out right before that ping would come down. Catches Lakia completely off guard. Finds the punish, keeps things close, as well as recovering a weapon.
Keychron, it'd be wise to just tuck in somewhere, make sure that you can cut off the backup, maybe get some info. They're a little scared because Meteor's so low.
30 seconds
He's going to try to find this right now. Forsaken is not thinking about it. KIRI finding the kill, leaving out Devi on his lonesome. Cover going out. Finding on the Meteor would bring it into a 1v2. He still holds on to a Paranoia as well as 1 TP.
But 3 members, they can watch every single possible entrance. It doesn't matter if the mind games are here or not. Go for a shadow step here. I love that Munchkin enters that smoke right away. Doesn't want to take any risks.
Flash into the back, but now they're very well aware of his position. The swing out.
Whoa.
Meteor does remain standing at the end of it. 11 HP and 11 round wins. Gen G 2 away from taking their map pick of Ascent in dominant fashion.
And finally an operator comes online for PaperX, but it just might be too late. What Gen G's been doing here is really just shutting down the possible compositional advantages that PaperX is looking for. I mean, they have so many ways where they could really initiate this attrition of all that utility. And they just have, I mean, Gen G just has the counters to it. Obviously, this composition, the classic composition I said, it's good for a reason.
Texture up and over, diving his way in towards the B side, but no one there to greet him. Into the snake bite, now the free entry coming through. Spike will get planted. And as Meteor plants this, that's also going to give him a lockdown. So many ultimates here for the side of PaperX that they're just 1 away from things that they could very well utilize and would love to have to try to get this retake going, but now it's just going to be that tempo lockdown coming through.
You have to flood it.
You're going to have to try to rush, break this one down. The Dizzy is there. Knives coming back through though, Locky with the covering fire, able to take out Monyet. They got the lockdown, but they've lost the war. I'm freaking something last one standing. The off able to find one. The rush here, the right click. Texture takes him down, draws up the weapon, but Karen's already claimed the kill. Gen G now at map point.
Texture pretty much asking how big's your mouse pad something because you ain't flicking for this one. Shuts him down.
Terlalu
the high sense, not going to save you there.
PaperX anjir.
My gosh. And I think one of the things that might be, I mean, sure they face against each other in Group C, but one thing that really is keeping PaperX scratching their head is you just haven't seen a Korean squad play for contact like this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they just greed for these duels and they're not backing away from it.
Confidence right now is just something that is so dangerous that PaperX has to deal with, but breaking the confidence of Gen G has proven to be incredibly difficult for every single team that has faced them thus far.
Oh, they would
push.
They want to force this mid. Try to take down this pit.
Swing on the corner. Something dead. Pop flash up over the back of the wall.
Ngeri dapet loh.
On it Forsaken, another one in hand. Monyet will be able to find the kill. Showstopper at the ready, spotting Lakia dead. Monyet keeping in this one, and also finding that spike. Texture over around the back.
Bukan
Audio dashes
nunggu
away. The Boobot only able to find the kill. 7 bullets remaining here. As Meteor covering fire out in mid finds it, and it's a one tap.
jago tuh biasa tuh.
13 to 5. Genji showing up to play.
Getting a confident win on your
Gara-gara
map
tekstur,
8 when they faced
yang
off
jadi
against
kayak
each other
ada
in the
semangat
groups.
gitu, anjir.
They
Luar
took
biasa.
each other's map and went to that map 3.
Bukannya kemarin tuh udah kalah ini ya?
It's unconventional, no duelist combination
Ini
sunset.
final
That's
ya.
what shut them down. But Genji
Oh.
comes back and says,
Sebelum
now we've got
kan
some tape
master.
on ya. We've got all the warm up we need. Even
Sama
Keychron has
pas
now gotten
kayak
used to
ini
the
ya,
stage.
kayak
Melin.
Coach Alex
Sudah
wanted to
melin.
make sure he doesn't forget all the things he saw that they need to
Kenapa?
fix if they want to extend
Iya
his
sama
best of five
kayak
to the
Paperek
finals
lawan
of this kickoff tournament.
Iji kan, Iji kalah tuh yang pertama tuh.
Display put up by
Keduanya menang.
23-9.
Lu ada iklan.
Pak.
Gua ambil menu dulu.
Iya, Taina nungguin kalian pas selesai. Harus sejak.
Be honest, I thought, oh man, the PaperX looked really good on this map. Like, what are you cooking here? But clearly, it's looking great. I mean, it's so many things going right for them. The firepower is not lacking today. It's the same Genji we've been seeing throughout the entire year. And on top of that, you're getting some of this like mixed style of Genji. It isn't that standard Korean style, especially players like Munchkin there who are just pushing their way through to the spawns of his opponents and just tearing them apart.
That round is like, it's reminiscent of what we saw in PaperX versus EG in that Finals of Champions. You know, these deep lurks that PaperX somehow just doesn't quite expect, especially down mid. And they have the aggression, you know, they got the early contact and they continue to push through it. And Texture is someone who, I don't know how he gets those tailwinds. The timing of it, the way he dodges some of these utilities sometimes, it's just too darn good.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's a lot of them hanging around spawn area, and that's where PaperX tends to go down. Munchkin with that Guardian tap
Oh, my
on Monyet. Oh my god.
Ooh, that sent shivers down my spine. I mean, that was absolutely nasty. And think about the fact that, you know, they were juggling the guns to get that Guardian into play still.
Oh,
and
yeah.
their head is so in the game right now, it's insane. And the other thing is like for PaperX, it's a tough adjustment because T1 plays nothing like this. Like, this is way different. T1 doesn't really take much mid control. They leave it pretty well open. Sometimes Jaya's player is there, of course, to try to, you know, use the op or whatever, but for the most part, it's left open, and it is not the case at all for Genji. They are going to try to punish the weaknesses in your defenses, and they absolutely did it. They like it to a treat.
I mean, the thing that stands out to me the most, if you take a look at the bottom of your screen right now, is the 5-round win streak on the Genji's defensive half. Because, you know, PaperX wants to start out strong on attack. That's kind of their whole game plan. That's what this composition is about. You got Raze, you got Gecko, you're trying to break things open, especially off of that Dizzy. However, Genji has clearly figured it out. You know, there were times with that A-split push that PaperX repeatedly tried to pull off. Texture gets an early pick. They are set up. They've stacked up on the site. You have, I can't remember if it was like Munchkin or Lakia, but someone hiding in the corner of A site, just right outside of A main. And they're just preemptively shooting down that Dizzy that gets sent out. So no matter what PaperX throws at them, they always get numbers advantage. They're ready to receive contact, and Genji just shows that they have that preparation. And apart from that, I mean, can we, yes, MVP is Texture, but can we talk about Karen for a second? There were some of these rounds where he picks up impact frags, just holding Boathouse on B site by himself. 1v2 clutches, 1v-X's, and he just does so much.
He's so confident right now. Solo was saying in his interview, because of all these games that have been happening, in a way, Karen has leveled up. And he's shaken off a lot of the nerves. When you're playing through that many games in 1 week, by the time you get to this one, you're probably super warm, and you know nothing's gonna throw you at this point.
Yeah, and Alex touched on this in his pre-match interview, where he was saying like sometimes it's a blessing and a curse to have to play that many games. Like on the one hand, your opponents are gonna have a lot of tape, and that's where PaperX has to lean into.
Tuh,
Right?
lihat
They
tuh,
have to say,
skornya.
we have an idea
Tekstur
of what
anjir
they're going to do.
bab
This was
ini
different today.
babi.
This was a Gen G that I haven't quite seen just
Iya,
yet.
babi
But also, on the other hand,
Babi,
your opponent's
babi
going to be
tekstur.
warmed up. They're going to be comfortable on stage, especially with a rookie
Tuh,
like
gua
Keychron
kasih.
there, able to get that experience under his
Lihat
belt.
kantong mata
understand
gua,
what it's like to
anjir,
play in
anjir.
front of a crowd, to play in front of
Kenapa?
tens of thousands, hundreds of people online
Lihat
as well.
kantong mata
So
gua.
this
Kenapa kantong mata
ability to get Gen G this far
Lagi
with their
ini
just
gede,
determination, their
begadang
mental grit, things like that
Oh.
are really
Gua
starting to
ada
pay dividends.
kayak jerawat
Now I
di
do
mata
have to bring
juga.
up
Abo.
texture. Paper Thin, you've been a long
Bintitan kali
time
gua.
believer
Anjir,
of the
iya,
texture
bintitan.
jet
Yeah,
power.
preach to us.
I'm the preacher.
Yang mana yang ke kamar?
Kiri.
I mean,
Oh.
Dekat
I'm trying to think of a way to
hidungnya,
put
dekat
this
hidung
because
itu.
I have been asked many times who I
Anjir,
thought the
kayak
best jet
jerawat, babi.
in Korea was, and mostly I leaned toward BOSE because of his ability to be so stable as an entry fragger. But the thing he was kind of
Asisnya
lacking
2,9
compared to
anjir.
texture was his op. Texture is the complete package. He has explosive plays, he has steady plays, he can do a
Wah,
lot of
jam
different
satu
things
sih.
well for you, and his operator is top tier. So this guy is so fearsome to deal with. He can set up individually for himself. You saw that top mid play where he turned that switch and came and got that double with the Blade Storm. I mean, things like that he's able to pull out. Make the on something. To be honest, we saw that last year. So like those kind of plays that he has in the bank, on top of playing pretty well off of his teammates, and his teammates support him. We saw a lot of teamwork, in that final round. Meteor there swings into mid to cover him from market, things like that. Really working well for Gen G.
Yeah, I mean, is texture really the make or break here? I don't know, because they've all been playing fantastically. They've been able to read all of Paper Rex's maneuvers. They're swinging from site to site. Basically, they figure them